20 stores. After they open their first store, McMunn and Yates is still in your neighborhood. Getting involved, supporting consumer and contractor alike. A community building, helping build communities. McMunn and Yates, make it better.
Eat.
Meet.
Stay.
Canad Inn's destination centers are your home for hospitality, with 10 locations in Manitoba and 1 in North Dakota, featuring the finest in accommodations, food and beverage, entertainment, banquet and conference facilities, and so much more. For the best service and best value, your only stop is Canad Inns. Call today at 1-888-33-CANAD or visit us right now at canadinns.com.
RME, proud sponsor of Curl Manitoba and the TELUS Junior Provincial Championship. With 10 locations in Manitoba, RME is your preferred Case IH equipment dealer. RME, right by you.
Asham Curling Supply.
Superior fit, comfort, and performance. Asham curling shoes are the best we've ever used.
Hi folks, I'm Arnold Asham, and our product is always satisfaction guaranteed or your money back.
Asham Curling Supplies.
That's your best delivery of the day.
And the locker room celebrations are already underway, and they're going to be all night long. Here's a team who struggled early on.
Be a player. Bet with Manitoba Sportsbook. Play Now Sports.
Why not? Just watch. Why not? Keep scrolling, I slide. Why not?
As a broadcaster and Hall of Fame football player, I'm constantly in the lab of life. For 15 years, my friends at Knott Auto Corp have been pioneers as well.
Why not?
Introducing Winnipeg Car Lab, custom car wraps, graphics, and auto services. Winnipeg, why not get in the lab?
If you grow up in a small town in this part of the world, you basically learn how to curl real young. Kids and even adults, they didn't have a place to go because so many facilities were closed. So people started gravitating to our rink and coming out and skating, curling. It became a place to come every weekend for so many families. You would see upwards of 70 people coming and going, on a given Saturday or Sunday. I think it means a huge amount to so many people. It's an opportunity for friends, family, everybody to get together, have some fun.
At Viterra, we believe in the power of connection. Our world-leading agriculture network connects producers and consumers to supply top-quality food ingredients each and every day. Our team takes great pride in working closely with farmers to help feed the world. It's something we've been doing for over 100 years. And as an industry leader, we're dedicated to playing a critical role in meeting the needs of a growing world. Because together, we're stronger and achieve more.
Seven of the 12 teams in this field still in the playoff mix as we go to the final round robin draw tonight. Draw 5 of the TELUS Junior Men's Provincial Curling Championships. We're inside the Brandon Curling Club. Wonderful 8-sheet facility here in the Keystone Center as we say good evening and welcome Shane McGranahan here tonight with Corey Lawson alongside. Lots of things that can shake up playoff implications, maybe none more so than on our feature tonight. As Thomas McGillivray, they come in at 3-1. Corey, Luke Stesky coming in at 2-2. For Stesky, it's a must-win. You don't want to drop to 3 losses. Both teams, though, coming off losses this afternoon. So, what do you think the game plan is?
Well, my thought would be you're probably they might want to keep it a little bit clean, get a little bit comfortable out there with the ice. They're playing on TV, so getting comfortable with looking at the cameras as well. That's another aspect of tonight's game that might come into play. Young guys, they maybe never done this before, so could be some nerves knowing that there's people at home watching them curl on TV. So, but I'm sure it's going to be a very exciting game coming up here. Lots of, like you said, lots of playoff implications, and it's almost a must-win for both teams, because if McGillivray loses, it probably puts them in a tough spot to move on.
It does.
Point, so.
Absolutely, and it was Thomas McGillivray winning the draw to the button just by a couple inches, got a little more of the forefoot, and so to get us underway here in draw 5 is the lead for Team Stesky, Logan Strand.
And we'll see, Shane, here if they decide if they're going to put that in. Notice if he did motion for the guard or in the house, but we'll see as it's coming down. Sweepers are just keeping it clean, looks like. They're liking it. So.
And that will be an indication of that game plan. You come in the house, that maybe shows you're wanting to keep it clean for a little while. And here it comes, and it'll settle in very nice to the top of the 4.
Yeah, almost T-line weight, so nice draw weight there to start the game off. Both teams had a 7-minute practice coming into this to get a little bit comfortable with the sheet and the stones.
Brennan Kazema throws the lead stones for this McGillivray team as we meet the rest of the teams. Brought to you by tonight's sponsor, Sunrise Credit Union, building a brighter future together for the McGillivray team. They curl out of the Fort Garry in Winnipeg. Thomas McGillivray skips. Aaron McDonald throwing the third stones. Johnny Trinke the second. And as we just saw, Brennan Kazema throwing the lead stones. For Luke Stesky, they curl out of the West St. Paul in Winnipeg. Luke Robbins, their usual second on this team, playing third as Logan Zacharias, who we'll see in a moment, steps in this week. And their lead is Logan Strand, as we saw. Brother Jack Stesky played with this team all year, out this week with illness. So if you're out there watching, Jack, we hope you're doing well.
There's the first miss of the game there, Shane. Maybe a little bit heavy on the weight, threw a little more weight than maybe the skip was looking for, and flashed that stone pretty straight when they upped their weight on this ice.
Well, we've had the advantage. I've done a few of these games. You've done a couple as we look at Logan Zacharias. We've seen this sheet particular. I can't speak for everything on the sheet for these teams. It's first game on this TV sheet. And we've seen a lot of it, especially with the hits. And I don't know if it's a general release, that little bit outward motion, but anything with a little up weight has tracked
and tendency to run real straight and even maybe fall a little bit.
We haven't seen very many over curls on the hit. That's been the story from the last 2 evenings.
Yes, that's same with the games I've seen. The same thing. There's lots of, if there was going to be a miss, you usually seen it on the up weight and very, very straight.
And there's Johnny Trinke. And so for both these teams, this is game 5 now, and so you have seen it across the sheets. Maybe those hits running up. How do you tackle that? Do you try to dial the weight back down? Do you just tighten the ice up? Do you change the releases?
I don't think that at this point they're going to start playing with releases, but I think either one of those options, Shane, would probably be either tighten that ice. If you want to throw that little more weight, probably tighten that ice. If you want to stick with that ice, you need to dial that weight down to maybe that control weight instead of the normal or peel weights. Get a little more movement on the stones and let the sweepers try to help you out a little bit and make them curl or hold them straight for you.
We've seen a lot of that. We've seen a lot of get the curl sweeper on just to save it.
Yes.
I can't, the last couple of nights, how much we've heard, gotta go for a piece.
Yeah, exactly.
Which, coming to the last round robin game in a must win, a big game for both these teams. It's not something you want to hear at all tonight.
No, we want to see some good shots out here, see a close game, and both teams in it right to the end, and then see where the chips lay at the end, and who's moving on to the playoffs tomorrow, and whose week has come to an end, but probably got some valuable experience out of it at the same time. It is quite a young field at the provincials this year, so just I think with everything going on in today's world with COVID and some of the curlers missing a couple of years, there's some development hasn't been there as much, and I think it's we're seeing a lot of younger players out here, which is nice, great to see for the game.
As we move into third stones, and there is Luke Robbins.
So here we're seeing that more of a control weight hit, not overthrowing it, and sweepers do a nice job to hold that one and get by without the jam. So it looks like there could be a double possibility here. There's not too much angle on that. Double, maybe roll to the outside to the 12-foot.
And with last rock now, you are looking for that blank, I think, at this stage. So
yes, I would think they would like to see a double here. A little less weight on this one than they had on the last couple.
Aaron McDonald. And over the top, and that he does make the double.
Nice.
As he says, that works.
That works, and probably that's always that curling plan B.
You don't draw too many doubles up like that unless you have to.
Exactly.
But does the job, clears the house.
Just a hair up too.
I mentioned both these teams coming off losses this afternoon. The road to now for McGillivray. Well, they started winning 3 in a row. 9-0 over Tanner Graham to open things up, then 8-4 over Cam Olofsson, and then 11-1 over Lucas Pedersen. So really feeling very comfortable. A couple of blowout games. Then they ran into Jordan McDonald, certainly one of the favorites here. 7-2 loss this afternoon, and so looking to regroup, rebound, because certainly if you lose a second game, a lot of things can play out here tonight, but 2 losses could be too many still.
Too many, yes.
As we just take the top 4.
Yeah, I think, Shane, if you end up in that 2 losses, you're looking and hoping for somebody else to help you out to get in. Rolling one over to the edge of the 12-foot, trying to get it to stick in there. Just going to spin back in.
Oh, it's hard to say.
Hard to say. It's like they're gonna play the hit and not take chances on if that's out. So
yeah, it just really went right 3/4 down.
Overcurled it.
It'll be interesting here, playing a shot way out in the wings early in the game. Teams won't be as familiar with what the ice is going to do.
Well, and generally in that 7-minute practice, it's getting that ice warmed and that draw to the button pass. Exactly. So certainly, I'd highly doubt if anyone threw a hit out here in practice,
especially with that inside-out throw. So
Luke Stesky, Skip Stones.
Like he's going to have a piece.
They're banging right on the nose. That one for sure isn't in.
That for sure when it was out now. McGillivray's looking at going to the other side and put one over the 12-foot on the other side.
Like a good 14? Great. Sounds good.
And there's a look at there. Thomas McGillivray settles into the hack to throw his first.
So clean. Go get out.
Sweepers indicating they like the weight out of his hands, so that's always a good sign when they let it go and the sweepers are liking it. So
14 is clean.
So you heard them mention 14 there, just mentioning the time from the hog to hog, just giving everybody an idea what the weight is like coming into the house. So.
It slides to the back of the 12, so with pretty minimal sweeping, that is. It is fast. We were hearing 14-5, I think numbers, even 14-7. We were seeing rocks come into the house, swept to the tee line, so speed's been really good here all week.
Speed's been really good, yeah. Our Brandon Curling Club ice crew has done a great job at creating a really nice surface for these players to play on the draw weight. There's lots of curl, and the speed is really, really good. So. Stesky looking for a nose hit, stick around and make McGillivray have to do some work for the blank anyway.
We'll roll and maybe a little bit too far and out. So it'll be a simple throwaway.
One of the easiest shots in the game, eh, Shane? Those of us that skip really like when you can go in the hack and just throw it through. You can get 100% on those ones every time.
What do you mean? I haven't missed a shot all game.
Just clean. Just clean it. Good first bench.
And through it goes. McGillivray will hold hammer in the second. When we come back, draw 5 for the junior men's.
Half a century and 20 stores after they opened their first store, McMunn & Yates is still in your neighborhood. Getting involved, supporting consumer and contractor alike. A community building, helping build communities. McMunn & Yates, make it better.
And a blank goes up on the board in the first. As easy as it comes. Thomas McGillivray just throw it away, and then keep hammer here as we start the second end.
We don't have last round. Yeah. But that's okay.
I would think that the Stesky team was looking for this one to be in front of the house, a little bit heavy there, and we've seen a lot of that this week too, Shane, where rocks that they're looking for as guards or draw, and they're going through the house, just indicating how quick that the ice is.
Yeah. Certainly, it's been lots of. We thought it last night, a lot of open ends where I don't think the Skips wanted open ends. It was just the first rock you come into the house and good spots, and you're forced to hit and be more conservative.
Sweeper's working hard on this one to get it across the hog line to keep it in play. Looks like they're going to be okay. Playing the corner, looking for a corner guard here.
And so the standings coming into tonight's draw will start in the black pool. The pool both these teams are on our feature are in, and it is Jordan McDonald leading the way at 4-0. He is through, I believe, to the 1-1 page playoff regardless of outcome tonight. The only team that could tie him is McGillivray in record, but McDonald beating McGillivray this afternoon, so I believe he's through to the 1-1 page playoff tomorrow. So then it just matters about those last spots, with McGillivray coming in at 3-1. Lucas Pedersen, they won this afternoon to stay in the mix. They're at 2-2, and Stesky on our sheet as well. Cam Olsen at 1-3 and Tanner Graham at 0-4 are both eliminated from playoff contention. And in the red pool, it's Jordan Johnson cruising through. They're at 4-0. And then it's Aaron Van Rysel, Jace Freeman at 3-1. And then Jack Lyburn, Matt Beal at 1-3. And Ronan Peterson winless in 4. And those three teams eliminated from playoff contention as well. So 7 teams still in the mix tonight.
Yeah, I'm asking for control.
Yeah, Shane, I think that's just showing how close this field is, that we've got that many teams coming into the last draw that still have a chance of making the playoffs. And with only 4 teams moving on out of 12 teams, it's you got to be on your game for all 5 games. You can't take any off, or it could cost you in a 6-team round robin, only 5 games. You got to come out with your best every game.
You really do. So you win your pool, you're through to the 1-1 game, regardless of record. And then the last 2 playoff spots, as we see a flash on the hit attempt, the last 2 playoff spots, it's regardless of pool, the next 2 best records get in. So that's where things could get muddy. Lots of potential tiebreaker options. So nothing's really for sure.
Nothing is for sure.
And that will become more clear as we get some finals tonight.
Line early, yep.
Coming around that corner guard that they threw up earlier.
They will get by the guard.
14-7.
There it is, that number, 14-7.
14-7 and
slides behind
the tee.
Very quick tonight.
The sweepers worked that one a little bit to get it by, so but 14-7, that's indicating some pretty fast ice. Stesky team looking to just peel this guard off the front and hoping to get themselves out of some trouble here at some point, maybe get a double opportunity moving forward and eliminate maybe the possibility of a 2 or even a 3 could be in the mix at this point.
Well, it could be to your point at the start, Corey, wanting to ease into things a little bit, because with both those rocks being behind the tee line, you could have maybe thrown that freeze in there to seal that off. But boy, you see teams do that a lot and don't make them. And then in comes another one around the corner, and all of a sudden, you're down 4 or 5 points early on in the game.
Yes, and then you're chasing the whole game, and we all know that can be a difficult task.
Brennan's rock. T-line. It's right here, right to my room. Yep.
Here's a very nice draw. They wanted on the tee line. He's just a couple feet in front of the tee line, but still a very nice spot. So here maybe they're going to look at the hit and roll over and sit over in front of those 2 reds and make the McGillivray team try to deal with that yellow that's sitting in front of the 2 reds and see maybe they can get a jam.
Luke Robbins.
Sweepers jumping on it right away. Hard for line. That one curled maybe a little more. You heard the wow out of Luke's mouth as that stone hit that. It curled a whole lot more than he anticipated.
Yeah.
And that could be that outside, going to the play to the outside.
A little bit more curl perhaps than
And that one was probably just that control weight, that manageable weight. So maybe there's a little bit of miscommunication on the weight there between the thrower and the skip, possibly.
T-line. Hold on. T-line. Line's good.
McGillivray looking to put that one back over on that other side again and play the same kind of shot. They'll be looking for it maybe a little bit deeper, get it on the tee line so that they don't have that hit and roll option again.
Nice roll.
And a little deeper it goes to the tee line to set the 3 with last rock.
Very nice shot. Stesky now looking at the 2 on the other side, maybe looking for the double and maybe get out of this with a 2, only giving up a 2 at this point. The double would probably go a long way to helping that out.
Luke Robbins, see what he's got this time.
Logan Zacharias working hard to try to hold that rock straight. A little over curl again on the other side now.
And still too far, still leaves McGillivray sitting the 2.
Maybe just struggling with where to put that broom down right now. Just a little bit of indecisiveness on how much the ice is going to curl. McGillivray team looking to play a draw in there again and sit 3. Again, maybe a little more separation on these, Shane.
That's the goal, try to separate these red stones as much as you can.
Limit the double possibilities.
Top 4. Gotta be there. Brennan's rock. Nice job.
Sweepers working on those. Sliding in there. Really nice shot. Lots of separation. No easy doubles out there right now, is there, Shane?
There certainly isn't. They're looking at maybe coming off that one on the left.
Do you try the double, or do you just maybe hit and roll over back to that right-hand side, or left-hand side as we're looking at it now?
Probably not a right call. I think I would come off that one on the right. Try to get maybe all 3 stones grouped together on the left side as we see it.
Yes, I think that would be a very good call.
Oh, and there you go. He's mentioning worried about that jam. There is that yellow stone at the back of the 12.
Yeah, I would like to hit and roll.
And so that could speak to maybe not that 100% confidence where to put the broom.
So it looks like sounds like he's just looking for just a hit and roll over in front of that.
Hanging out there, never.
The red shot rock.
Never. Yeah, Logan.
Oh, now, and just gonna clip it over an inch. And leave McGillivray sitting a 3.
And there it is again, Shane. We've already seen that a couple times tonight with that. As soon as they get that weight up, and just seem to be a little bit unsure of where to put the broom. Just taking a little too much ice on those shots, or like you indicated earlier, maybe it's a little bit of a pop on a release, and just holding the stone, not giving the stone a chance to curl.
It certainly was more weight than any of Luke Robbins' throws, I think, on that one.
Yes.
Not sure what the indication, what the call was for the weight, but
just like.
So McGillivray looking to draw another one in there and really put some pressure early in this game.
big opportunity, a draw to sit 4 with his first.
Whoa then. Whoa then, whoa then. Whoa, whoa. You look fine, whoa.
Sweepers just keeping it clean.
Bring it back. Whoa.
Indication of maybe a top 4. Sliding into the 12-foot now.
There it is, top 4 to sit the 4.
Got to make it over here, then we're first.
Did he maybe line something up though?
Is there a triple there, Shane? Do you see anything out there?
I don't know.
Right there.
You hear Russ Howard always talk about the 90-degree angle. If you can draw 90 degrees and it's close, it looks like it's.
Looks like we're a little bit off at 90 degrees.
But I wonder, you make the. You just kind of roll over and make that double off that back 8-foot stone. Maybe your shooter will roll onto the corner.
Roll onto the corner and just sit in front of that, and you could sit for shot rock, and big shot here though.
I think it would roll.
So for McGillivray, where you tell they were a little disappointed where this stone landed. Where would have been best for that rock?
They probably would have liked it to be just a little higher, or maybe even a little bit deeper into the back 4. I don't think you would have seen a freeze against 4. So. Sweeper's not touching this one at all.
Here we go now. What do we got? 1 and chip it over, and it will get out. So we will get 2 of them.
That's fine.
2. So McGillivray be looking for basically a draw to 8-foot for his 3.
That one you popped. I think I popped both of those pretty good. Yeah.
So he should be close. He just threw the same shot. Sweeper should have a good idea out of his hand if it's close. So.
And normally this early in the game, speed's very close to the draw to the button in their pregame practice.
What did you get for split last time? Okay.
So here we go. He's got 2 in there. A chance for 3. Final stone and then number 2, Thomas McGillivray.
Whoa. Stair.
there in its own, the sweepers are indicating.
I wouldn't. Just 15, just clean. Right to the pin.
15
Just
should
clean
be
it
close.
in, they say, and very nice. And drag it right into the pin.
Covering the pin, right in the tail end. Very nice draw.
So they'll open the scoring with a 3. And we'll be back
15
for end number 3.
Just top 4.
Meet.
Stay.
Canad Inn's destination centers are your home for hospitality, with 10 locations in Manitoba and 1 in North Dakota, featuring the finest in accommodations, food and beverage, entertainment, banquet and conference facilities, and so much more. For the best service and best value, your only stop is Canad Inns. Call today at 1-888-33-CANAD or visit us right now at canadinns.com.
And a nice draw. Thomas McGillivray picks up 3. Lots of well-placed draws. Took advantage of a couple misses. And they've broken open the scoring. Here, draw number 5, final round robin. As it looks to wrap up, playoffs begin tomorrow. And certainly the start you're looking for, Corey.
Yes, that was a very good start for the McGillivray team. Kept that first end clean. They made a couple of nice shots to get the blank. Come out in the second end, got a little bit more aggressive and paid off for them and put a big 3 on the board. That's a big end in the second to open up the scoring. McGillivray team throwing the first rock into the house, and it looks like Luke wants to keep this one a little bit clean again. He plays the hit. Shane, what could have maybe looked at maybe throwing a corner guard and trying to get some rocks in play?
It's hard to say. I mean, you know, you've maybe just, you're feeling a little deflated after giving up that 3, and it is 10 ends. You got that time to hit that reset button, perhaps, and that first rock coming in right to the top of the 4-foot. That was a real good rock placement. I think had that slipped maybe behind the tee line, you might have saw the corner guard go up. But now with the rollout, we'll see, because
now he's indicating that corner guard that you were just talking about.
We do play with the 5 guard free guard zone as or 5 rock free guard zone as we have for a number of years now. So that is the most interesting element of it, I think, is when you get this situation, before you throw the corner up, then it could get peeled off right away. And so you saw the house as it was now, you thought, well, we're headed to a blank end, but now you still got that chance to put up 1 guard.
Exactly. That rock will be safe for at least 1 more, and we'll see. This one looks like it might be sliding a little bit deep, though. Maybe a little bit of missed opportunity to get something started there, but just through the house.
So you mentioned lots of playoff implications tonight. So we want to keep you up to speed on those games. Over on sheet A, Matt Bile and Aaron Van Rysel. Van Rysel, you want to win to stay at 1 loss. They're down 2-1 early as they play in the 3rd.
Top 4! Top 8! Top 4! Team! Just keep the broom down, keep the broom down. 14-4. Bit deeper. Back 4. You're fine.
Then over on sheet B, game between Jordan Johnson and Jace Freeman. They're playing off for first place in the Blackpool, so that's a big game over there. You win, you're through to the 1-1 game. If you lose, for Freeman would drop to that dicey 2 losses. Johnson would drop to 1. And it's interesting because I think if McGillivray wins tonight and Freeman wins, I believe that would eliminate all the 2-loss teams. So if you're one of those teams, you're hoping for either a Stesky win or a win from Jordan Johnson. Johnson leading, picking up 1 in the first. Presume they blanked the second end. They haven't put the score up. They are in the third.
In our game here, we got all the play to the very back corner of the house. Looking for a nose hit here. Just a little hit and roll out. Looks like that rock is definitely out of play.
They did stuff it in the back, but it's out.
That's I just moved. Yeah.
And Lucas Pedersen on sheet C there, hoping to stay at that 2 losses as they played Tanner Graham, and they picked up a 3 to start things, open the scoring there. And in the game between Jordan McDonald, Cam Olofsson, Olofsson eliminated, but well, you're looking to maybe peg down that undefeated team. They're tied at 1 as they get going into the third end. And in a game between some couple 1 and 3 teams, Jack Lyburn and Ronan Peterson. Peterson opened the scoring with a single.
Nice shot.
And you can head to curlmanitoba.org to get those live updates as they happen.
Give me an eye out. Yeah.
We got a rock out in the edge of the 12-foot there, looking for a nose hit or maybe a little roll in here, probably, Shane. Just change the spot a little bit for the next team.
Yes. Hard.
Sweepers jumping on it right away.
Go, Brennan, hard. Really hard.
They picked this one up right out of his hand.
Right out of his hand.
Hard.
We haven't seen very misses on an over curl and a hit this week, have we?
No, especially not on that outside in turn. We have seen it on those hits coming to the wings, curling towards the wings, but certainly not there. Looked like it was a little light, I think.
It just like
and it goes to show that importance of that weight control. And when it is, the draws have been finishing nice. It's just the stones are a little sharper, so that the hits will run that little bit straight. If you're relying on the stones to have all that curl, and so the hits will run that little bit extra, and it's very weight sensitive. And so Stesky will split the rings nicely, sitting the 2 with last rock.
Yeah, lots of separation between the rocks, pretty even in the house, so definitely no double possibilities here. McGillivray looking to maybe hit and roll in towards center line and maybe try to get stones a little closer to maybe get a double chance later on here in the end yet. You're going to see one team try to roll in and the other team try to roll out at this point.
Close, yep, whoa! Close, yep, whoa, cool.
Aaron McDonald getting another chance at this one.
Anything.
And a little bit of a roll in. Still leaves that yellow stone sitting the shot rock, it looks like.
I was expecting
Stesky looking for a nose hit, keep that separation between those rocks. Still far enough back in the house so there won't be any double opportunities for a few rocks anyway. But definitely looking to stick around. Doesn't want to roll out here and let the play go to the other side.
Hard, guys. Hard. All right, you're good.
Little roll inside. Bringing those 2 yellows a little bit closer.
They are even though.
Dead even. You couldn't
either nose or hair roll
put them any more even back there, could you?
Control.
Well, it's interesting. There maybe is a double if you come off the one on the left as we see it now. A little bit higher in the house, but then you do have to deal with that yellow stone just outside the rings. You'd hate to to jam it, maybe roll underneath and leave Stesky sitting the 2, so they're electing to hit the shot rock.
Yeah, but nose.
Is there an ideal place to roll to here, Corey?
I think they're looking for a nose hit maybe, and then get
it'd
that
be
one a
there
little
if
higher,
that
and then if
back
yellow
rock wasn't
nose
there.
hits on that, then maybe they might have a double with his last. Probably just, yeah, nose hit would probably be ideal here. And I believe that's what they were indicating they were looking for, is that nose hit.
Yep. Whoa. 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 Whoa.
So watching it
Whoa.
close,
Whoa. Brennan.
trying to make it curl a little bit.
Hard.
I will roll it. Oh, and it will use that catcher.
Stick around, but
and hang around for second shot. Stone.
Yellow still shot.
I threw it clean, hey?
So
Just
Luke
ran.
Stesky will be looking to put
Little
this
fur.
probably over on that other side again, get that separation back, and
But I mean,
looking to be a big get 2 back here right after giving that 3. That's big. That's what's his game plan moving forward now after giving up 3 in the first end, Shane.
Well, and we thought maybe we discussed if you do throw that corner guard up, they went to play the hit, and you know what, you got the miss, and we'll see if they can capitalize on this all the way through, because when you went to hit that stone top 4, I'm not sure your thought, well, okay, we'll blanket, take the hammer into 4, and now look at this, you got this opportunity.
Sweeper's working this one hard.
Aaron, you can get through.
Looks like it's okay.
All right, Aaron.
No, they backed off now. Oh, now did they overcook this?
A bit. Even knows we can get away with. Yeah. What?
Sometimes I think you're sweeping that.
Yeah, just
Not very many draws where you're
Same weight.
trying to get it to the back of the 12-foot, and you don't realize that you really don't have to throw that much harder to get it there. And it's easy as a sweeper to think it's a big weight difference and you got to sweep it. Whereas, much rather have been on the tee line, at least maybe you would have had to make the double.
Exactly.
As opposed to coming through. So now the opportunity, there is that red stone, that jam that could come into play here as a catcher. Can you avoid that and sit the 2 here and maybe bring the force into play? Not sure.
You possibly could. I don't think they'd probably be okay with just picking this stone and sitting the 1 and getting a blank. Sweepers are running
maybe made a bit of a jump on him here now, and he's going to over curl it.
And that's you said, Shane. There's that jam that was a possibility with where that rock was sitting. So.
Just cut hard. I threw it clean too.
So indication that there was a little bit of curl, lot of curl out there with that weight. That weight was probably just maybe a control weight hit, maybe bumper, good bumper weight.
It's sometimes hard to tell up here. Certainly looks like there's been some inconsistency in the weight. Interesting, we've heard a lot of hog-to-hog times on the draws. You often hear that on the hits as well. 9.5 seconds, 10.5 seconds. I haven't heard that a lot. And so that jam leaves an opportunity that after his first, I'm not sure Luke Stesky thought he'd get again, but here we go. Final stone anywhere in the paint
Sweeper
for
just
your
keeping
2.
this one clean as a sweeper, Shane. You're a little more nervous after you pounded the last one, and now you're.
Hard, Aaron. Two yellow.
And then
we'll settle it
hangs
into the
around
back
in
of the 12. To get 2 back,
I needed to hit my first one.
McGillivray still leads it
I need to hit my second one.
as we head to 4.
Asham Curling Supply.
Superior fit, comfort, and performance. Asham curling shoes are the best we've ever used.
Hi folks, I'm Arnold Asham, and our product is always satisfaction guaranteed or your money back.
Asham Curling Supplies.
That's your best delivery of the day.
And the locker room celebrations are already underway, and they're going to be all night long. Here's a team who struggled early on.
Be a player. Bet with Manitoba Sportsbook. Play Now Sports.
The Skips trading a couple misses back and forth in the third, but it ends with a nice draw. Luke Stesky picking up the 2, getting within 1. 3-2 McGillivray leads as we head to 4. They will have the last rock, throwing the red stones.
Stop it, it's good. Good shot.
So the first rock sliding into the house. I believe that's what the call was. They called it into the house. They wanted it in there. And
it's interesting, down a point, to have that be your call.
McGillivray looking for the hit.
Yep. 10. Yes. Really hard. Really hard.
Sweepers
really hard. Yep. Roll that way.
And a little roll away.
Just got it going.
It's maybe a bit of the TV curse.
10-2, yeah.
It seems like all the other sheets you look on over, and there's rocks in play, corner guards over here, and freezes, and 3 games tonight, 3 evening draws we've seen that I've been here up here. Every end's been like this, and there maybe is a little bit of that TV jitters. There's certainly a lot on the line aside from the telecast tonight with playoffs. You are not taking too many chances.
Yes, and for some of these young curlers, this may be their first time that they've ever curled on TV and had to deal with the skip in the third, having to have a mic on, and they're sliding out, and you got the cameras to the sides. So it can add to that. There's a lot going on out there, and a lot of nerves, and it can make you push out a little harder than maybe you want to. Maybe not quite get that clean release that you know you can throw, but both teams are still playing quite well. Like, you don't want to take anything away from them. They're still making shots.
And the provincials do have that little bit different feel to it.
Consistent tens there.
Both these teams played a number of events on the Manitoba Junior Curling Tour. Interesting. I mentioned this last night that 10 tour events, 11 teams total participated in all those events, and all 11 of those teams are here. The only team that's here that didn't play in a MJCT event is Lucas Pedersen from Rivers. So these teams all play each other throughout the year, but it is that little bit different feel when there's a provincial crown on the line.
Yeah, so the winner of this is moving on to that next level. You're going to get to play in the national championship, and we all know that Manitoba teams have done quite well in the Canadian National Championship, so maybe a little added pressure that way as well.
Certainly has. A lot of Canadian junior champions lasted. I think Matt Dunstone kicked that off about 10 years ago, I think, and it was right here. Yep. He won that provincial crown, and Brandon. Drayden Calvert a couple, and Matt Dunstone win another one. JT Ryan a couple finals. Jacques Gauthier, I guess, would be the current reigning world junior champ still, with no international play last year.
Yeah, so and it shows the depth of our junior program in Manitoba, and how good our junior curlers are coming out at that level.
Same way.
So the end so far has been pretty clean, just trading hits back and forth. Maybe teams getting a little more comfortable out there, and hopefully we'll see mix it up a little bit the next end, and going into the break they might want to get some more rocks in play and a little more aggressive.
Good shot.
So both teams playing on the Manitoba Junior Curling Tour. For Thomas McGillivray, they played in 8 events, 8 of the 10 events this year. They finished 4th overall in the standings, qualifying for 4 of those 8 events. Their best finish, they just came off a win in the Tour Finals just a couple of weeks ago. So they are coming in hot with some momentum. But for Luke Stesky, too, they only played in 6 events, 8th overall in the standings, and their best finish at an event was also at the Tour Finals, where they finished 4th. So both teams playing their best all year coming into Brandon, and it's shown in their records so far, both in the mix.
So peaking at the right time of year, you could say.
You betcha. We were talking about that a little bit last night with the shift in the timing of the juniors. They used to always be just after Christmas at the end of December, and what that's done to this junior season, extending it, making it longer, but to that point too, sometimes you don't want to go too hard too early and get hot early and run out of gas by February. So
exactly.
I think teams have pointed out that a heavy schedule too, having the break there, all the events in December got delayed due to restrictions in the province, and so maybe that was a good breather, reset a little bit to cut the season in half almost.
Yes, and a different season again with what everything going on with the pandemic in our world, and this is maybe one of the first events where the curlers are being able to look upstairs at the glass and see the friends and family and grandparents and everybody getting out here to watch and support their curlers. A lot of events were played with very little fans to no fans this season, so little added pressure. Another little thing that's adding that little bit of pressure to these teams. And the event has been very well attended. Attendance has been great for one of the first events that we've been able to run with 100% capacity.
Hard, Johnny! Hard! Hard! Hard, John! Hard! Bend it hard! 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 We gotta go! Hard! Bend it hard! Go! Alright, I got about
And it certainly helps having the fans here, making it, a little bit, I hate to use that word normal, but it's funny because you wouldn't think that there would be added pressure from having fans come back. It wouldn't be a thing you'd think any year. It's interesting that when everything changes, things you pay attention to, you notice.
Exactly.
So Luke Robbins now trying to make a play at this one, and hopefully just get by that guard, and maybe an inch, little flop. Still leaving some of that Yellowstone. Good look at it there, maybe a quarter of it buried behind that corner guard.
Finally got on the line for once. Hack? Yeah, hack back line.
So looking for a hack weight hit here, probably try to get as much of that as they can, try to maybe keep a little piece behind that red. And so again, another end where it was clean, and now all of a sudden we got a couple of rocks in play, and there might be a chance for multiple scores.
Whoa! Johnny! Hey,
Johnny Trinky working hard trying to make this one curl a little bit. He's got a piece, got enough. Hits and rolls away. Looks like it'll sit in the 12-foot.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Super important to stick around there.
Probably next time.
Yeah, if you would have stuck around, I think you would have seen the other team try to tuck one around that red and try to force the one at this point. The Luke Stesky team would like nothing more than to force a one and get that hammer back and get a deuce when they have the hammer, and all of a sudden we're back over where we started again, if they could pull that off. So.
Well, with that stone hanging around, electing to play the hit.
Hard, guys, yes.
Luke Stesky with his first as we get to skip stones in 4.
You're good. Clean.
And very nice on the nose.
Good sweep. Nice throw. Thanks. Okay.
threw that pretty good.
No, yeah, that was good. That was good weight.
Now I just got to throw a good draw.
Yeah.
Thomas McGillivray in the hack, looking for a nose hit on the rock in the back 12.
Yeah. It feels light in sometimes, and it also feels kind of heavy a bit. It felt heavy during practice.
Indicating clean, and should be a nice shot. Boom, right on the nose.
Yeah, same thing's good. That's good. That's good. Nice shot. Okay. That was a 315.
So Luke Stesky going down the ice to throw his last one. Be looking probably for a nose hit again, and we'll be looking at the possibility of a blank end if he can make it.
Yeah, I'm looking at that. Certainly to make that roll behind that corner guard, I don't know if I think you might roll behind the house.
Yes,
I don't know if there's room there.
Yeah.
You have to throw it pretty hard, I think.
Whoa. You're good.
Indication that it's good coming down.
Got a stick.
And now it is going to spill away, and so the second time.
Thomas McGillivray down in the hack trying to save some time. He's going to get this one out quick and bank some time moving forward. So just to let our viewers know that this is a timed event, so each team has 38 minutes of thinking time to play their 10 ends in, with 2 90-second timeouts where coaches can come out and give the team some advice and help them out a little bit. But I don't think we've seen anybody in any time trouble at all this weekend.
Not with ends like this, blank on the board. 3-2, carry over to 5.
At Viterra, we believe in the power of connection. Our world-leading agriculture network connects producers and consumers to supply top-quality food ingredients each and every day. Our team takes great pride in working closely with farmers to help feed the world. It's something we've been doing for over 100 years. And as an industry leader, we're dedicated to playing a critical role in meeting the needs of a growing world. Because together, we're stronger and achieve more.
So blank goes up as we get the 5th end started. McGillivray with a 3-2 lead. They have the last rock again here in 5. See if we can't get a guard.
Yeah, well, we just want a guard, right?
Honestly, we're so cheap.
Yeah, mine's good. I think it was just Scott Carl.
Yeah, weight's good.
There you go. Well, I still feel crispy from the past. Yeah, I never.
Good.
Yeah, we can't forget that.
That's fine.
All right. It's all good.
It appears that rock has just slid a little bit too deep. And
it's fine.
They're calling a guard the whole way down. It's really fast tonight.
It is really sliding well.
Well, even I think it's affecting. The houses are very lively on the Stesky's last throw. They thought, oh yeah, we're sticking around, and he hit 3/4 of a stone with control weight, and away it went. It rolled right out.
Hard to stick. Nice.
And just to your point there was another rollout.
What? Yes.
Stesky will be looking to try to get a guard back up there, so that guard up.
Really close. Weight's good. Weight looks all there. It's not clean. Can't clean it.
Mine's good. Just rockets first.
Looking for the tight guard. He indicated just about a rock in front of the house, so probably indicates how much curl if they could throw a rock that's just in front of the house and still looking to draw around those rocks. So
There has been, for how straight the hits have been with that uppoint, there is a lot of finish with the draws. No problem bearing around a tight guard for sure.
It's like you're a dog.
So the McGillivray team looking to draw around that rock and just out in front of the house there, just off the center line.
Whoa, time to move! Time to move! Time to line open! Go! Stop it! Heel, oh! T-line. Actually, here. You're way out here. Yeah, we gunned that. Okay, yeah, we gunned that, yeah. You're back 8. You're almost back 12. Back 8, full 8. He just it out.
And we'll settle back with a 12.
Like he was coming close to the room or anything like slide and wind, he just hugged it out. That's why we got light out of his head. So yeah, he just hugged it out there. Control!
Oh, yeah, then the kids swim and it was good.
Morning, kick shooter. Okay. Nice shot.
Little hit and roll, not quite behind that guard, but edge on edge maybe.
Is behind the tee line though, and so there's the aggressive call. Come around the center guard without last rock, or sorry, with last rock.
Only 50. 52.
So the sweeper's indicating they're looking for a 15-2 hog to hog, which is indicating that it's really quick out, really fast out there. That's the kind of ice that we hear them talking about at the Briar and the Scotties and things like that. So very, very nice surface for these players to be playing on.
We're deep. We're deep. Yes, yes, yes. Yes.
Got to go hard for line to get this by. Just a little rub.
Just clipped it.
But maybe needed that little rub, or he would have been probably back 8, maybe even back 12. That one was sliding along pretty good again.
Yeah, it is. I think just a little bit quicker tonight than it has been in previous draws. We'll have to monitor that. Last night, I know that did slow down, particularly in that slide path, 9th, 10th end. It is a lot of wear and tear on the ice. You add up the practices, 10 end games. Certainly some fit curlers. The brushing.
Yes. Trying to curl this one a little bit. Are we gonna look at gonna jam on the back? Oh, he gets away with it. Just hit and roll out there. Get rid of that backing.
It's interesting though. I wonder with all teams adopting the directional sweeping, often you just see one sweeper. The science showing that that second one not as effective. I wonder if I'd be interested to know how that's affected maybe the longevity of the pebble. Only having one broom down most of the time as opposed to 2, if that makes a difference. Or
that's a very, very good point. Shane.
All the questions I ask that I'll never have answers to.
So you've seen McGillivray change it up a little bit there. We've seen a lot of the hits, they've been playing them outside in, and they went back to that inside out in that spot, and maybe seeing if they could get a roll that way, and over curled and rolled out. So chance here for Luke Stesky. They'll try to tuck one around that center guard that they threw up a little while ago, and maybe get the opportunity for a steal here. Yeah, if they can put this in a good spot, the opportunity is definitely there.
Start to move, guys. It's really got to curl. Leave it.
It's the second rock we've seen come down in that spot chain. Just seems to be a little straighter in that spot. Maybe a little straight spot in the ice there, and they're just not getting the finish.
Yeah, it's hard to say. They certainly, I think that they had I can't remember who it was on McGillivray earlier in the end. It looked like got way out there. certainly had lots of room by that guard.
Yes.
So maybe just over icing it a little bit.
Yep. Hard. Yep.
Sweepers working hard on this one to get by.
Aaron McDonald, little roll behind. Get half a rock.
Yeah, Brennan.
Behind that yellow guard, but is behind the T line. Game between Van Rysel and Matt Beal through 4. They're tied at 3. Big game for Van Rysel.
Beal looking to maybe play a spoiler on that one and maybe knock somebody down. And teams, it doesn't matter if they're eliminated, they're still out here to play and they want to win. They're not giving anything to anybody.
For most teams on that Bile team, and I was talking to them before their first game Wednesday. We had them featured. First appearance at a juniors for most of them, so certainly soaking in every opportunity. And it's always nice to be able to play spoiler.
In the pocket or top 4.
Certainly that was always my role in the juniors. Out of it early. What can you do now?
Same as
Freeze opportunity just over curled. Hard to see who shot. I think it is still that red stone.
I believe it. I believe it is. That the indication was that they were still shot, so they'll be looking to play around that center line guard. Maybe sit one, just top 4, just enough that they're sitting 2, but no double. Not leave any doubles out there.
Okay, curl now. Whoa, now. Room, curl now.
We've seen quite a few draws in this path.
Can't be deep.
Now. Deep it comes. A little bump back, and then, well, now it is still just sitting the 1. But more importantly, maybe not underneath the guard. That's 4 or 5 in a row now we've seen, and just not adjusting to that spot, adjusting on the weight.
We did see that Yellowstone that's back there, though, that was an over curl, so maybe the teams thought there was a spot there that the rock would break, and maybe just that an indication of that weight as well, that if you throw it to the sweepers, as we say, and let them work on it a bit, and you'll get that curl. If you throw it there by itself, it just runs a little bit straighter. And
the chance to move these reds. Skip stones.
Sweeper's just watching this one coming down.
And he's going to stuff it right there and leave that red stone. The shot stone back to the 4.
Gilbert indicating that he wants to throw this one into that top 4 foot, get around that yellow, and not leave any doubles there. And if he can put one there, probably is a great opportunity for the multiple point score again.
It was a steal of 3 for Jordan Johnson in the 4th. Jace Freeman looked like he was a little heavy on his last draw. So Johnson leading 5-0, looking comfortable there as they look to run the table. And Lucas Pedersen, another 3.
Go good. Lines are all tight.
And they lead 6-2 over Tanner Graham as they try to stay in the hunt.
Line's fine. Show me. Looks really good. Whoa. Whoa, no.
And here comes another one. Looks a little heavy. Well, we'll sit just behind the button.
Just a hair gives Luke Stesky a little opportunity here.
Only got about half a stone buried there.
We should be shot. Then he has to rip something. I like playing bumper to this.
What are the options here?
They're They're indicating a bumper weight, Shane. I think I would be more inclined to maybe just try to play a freeze. Freeze right down in there.
Yeah, that looks like by the ice, that's where they're.
Looks like they're deciding.
Where they're decided. I think the problem with that bumper weight shot would be it's kind of that middle of both. You're trying to kill one of those red stones, maybe, but leave the shooter there, and if that's what's most important is just to get that yellow stone in front, just throw the draw.
Exactly.
You really just have to tap that back red one a couple of feet, and you're sitting at least first and third.
And even if you don't tap it, if you freeze right on top of that, you got that pin covered, and McGillivray is going to have a very, very tough shot to even score. Your yellow rock isn't going to go anywhere. You'll have the right side of it covered, so there'll be no big blast opportunity.
Big shot for Luke Stesky.
This one looks like it's coming down. Maybe another one a little bit hot here, Shane.
Bump those stones back and spill away. And
it's looking like a draw to the 4 foot for 3.
Yeah, don't have to move any of those yellow stones.
Doesn't curl there. Or it curled, it just didn't curl enough.
Well, it's just too heavy.
Yeah. We probably threw about like back
give you guys
line
a shade
back
less.
even. Probably back line.
So they scored a 3 in the second with a nice draw. Another chance to do it here. Thomas McGillivray, final stone in number 5.
Sweeper's indicating that it could be a little bit heavy. Don't want to touch it.
On it now for a little plan B. Maybe use that yellow stone.
A little rub off the yellow
and bump that one. Now, now you gotta have a look around. They did move that red stone.
Yeah, 2 for sure.
So it's okay, 2 for sure. Clear those away, and it's very close.
What do you think, Shane? Is it red or is it yellow?
Oh, we get a good look from that overhead. Just get your head out of the way there, thank you. I think it's the red stone. But likely they were going to measure that.
Yeah, players indicating they're going to get one of our officials out here and do the measurement, as this is a provincial event. We have officials here to do the measurement. Players do not do their own measures, so we'll get a chance to see the measure. We got zoomed right in here, so we should get a good look at it. Good look at it as the dial goes around.
It's really close. It might be red, but I think it's just safe. Good to be safe here, just in case.
As we get you caught up on the rest of the action, a 2 in the 5th as they head to the break for Jack Liber. 3-2 they lead over Ronan Peterson. A couple teams coming in at 1 and 3. Try to end their round robin on a high note. There was a 3 on the board in the 3rd. Unsure what happened in the 4th between McDonald and Cam Olofsson. 4-1 after 3 is what we see on the scoreboard.
Trying to play just I think we'll be playing it pretty clean. We'll play it a little more aggressive.
Here we're lining up our measure. Official will tighten up the.
And from the yellow stone we go over to the red. And oh yes, thanks. A few spins of the dial. Red it is, and 3 it is for Thomas McGillivray, their second of the game. 6-2 they lead it into their 5th and break. Second half, we'll be back.
Why not? Just watch. Why not? Keep scrolling, I slide. Why not?
As a broadcaster and Hall of Fame football player, I'm constantly in the lab of life. For 15 years, my friends at Not Auto Corp have been pioneers as well. Introducing Winnipeg Car Lab. custom car wraps, graphics, and auto services. Winnipeg, why not get in the lab?
At Viterra, we believe in the power of connection. Our world-leading agriculture network connects producers and consumers to supply top-quality food ingredients each and every day. Our team takes great pride in working closely with farmers to help feed the world. It's something we've been doing for over 100 years. And as an industry leader, we're dedicated to playing a critical role in meeting the needs of a growing world. Because together, we're stronger and achieve more.
Half a century and 20 stores after they opened their first store, McMunn & Yates is still in your neighborhood. Getting involved, supporting consumer and contractor alike. A community building, helping build communities. McMunn & Yates, make it better.
Eat.
Meet.
Stay.
Canad Inn's destination centers are your home for hospitality, with 10 locations in Manitoba and 1 in North Dakota, featuring the finest in accommodations, food and beverage, entertainment, banquet and conference facilities, and so much more. For the best service and best value, your only stop is Canad Inns. Call today at 1-888-33-CANAD or visit us right now at canadinns.com.
RME, proud sponsor of Curl Manitoba and the TELUS Junior Provincial Championship. With 10 locations in Manitoba, RME is your preferred Case IH equipment dealer. RME, right by you.
Asham Curling Supply.
Superior fit, comfort, and performance. Asham curling shoes are the best we've ever used.
Hi folks, I'm Arnold Asham, and our product is always satisfaction guaranteed or your money back.
Asham Curling Supplies.
That's your best delivery of the day.
And the locker room celebrations are already underway, and they're going to be all night long. Here's a team who struggled early on.
Be a player. Bet with Manitoba Sportsbook. Play Now Sports.
Why not? Just watch. Why not? Keep scrolling, I slide. Why not?
As a broadcaster and Hall of Fame football player, I'm constantly in the lab of life. For 15 years, my friends at Not Auto Corp have been pioneers as well.
Why not?
Introducing Winnipeg Car Lab, custom car wraps, graphics, and auto services. Winnipeg, why not get in the lab?
If you grow up in a small town in this part of the world, you basically learn how to curl real young. The kids and even adults, they didn't have a place to go because so many facilities were closed. So people started gravitating to our rink and coming out and skating, curling. It became a place to come every weekend for so many families. We would see upwards of 70 people coming and going, on a given Saturday or Sunday. I think it means a huge amount to so many people. It's an opportunity for friends, family, everybody to get together, have some fun.
At Viterra, we believe in the power of connection. Our world-leading agriculture network connects producers and consumers to supply top-quality food ingredients each and every day. Our team takes great pride in working closely with farmers to help feed the world. It's something we've been doing for over 100 years. And as an industry leader, we're dedicated to playing a critical role in meeting the needs of a growing world. Because together, we're stronger and achieve more.
Half a century and 20 stores after they opened their first store, McMunn & Yates is still in your neighborhood. Getting involved, supporting consumer and contractor alike. A community building, helping build communities. McMunn & Yates, make it better.
Eat.
Meet.
Stay.
Canad Inn's destination centers are your home for hospitality, with 10 locations in Manitoba and 1 in North Dakota, featuring the finest in accommodations, food and beverage, entertainment, banquet and conference facilities, and so much more. For the best service and best value, your only stop is Canad Inns. Call today at 1-888-33-CANAD or visit us right now at canadinns.com.
RME, proud sponsor of Curl Manitoba and the TELUS Junior Provincial Championship. With 10 locations in Manitoba, RME is your preferred Case IH equipment dealer. RME, right by you.
Asham Curling Supply.
Superior fit, comfort, and performance. Asham curling shoes are the best we've ever used.
Hi folks, I'm Arnold Asham, and our product is always satisfaction guaranteed or your money back.
Asham Curling Supplies.
That's your best delivery of the day.
And the locker room celebrations are already underway, and they're going to be all night long. Here's a team who struggled early on.
Be a player. Bet with Manitoba Sportsbook. Play Now Sports.
Why not? Just watch. Why not? Keep scrolling, I slide. Why not?
As a broadcaster and Hall of Fame football player, I'm constantly in the lab of life. For 15 years, my friends at Not Auto Corp have been pioneers as well.
Why not?
Introducing Winnipeg Car Lab, custom car wraps, graphics, and auto services. Winnipeg, why not get in the lab?
We're in here in the Brandon Curling Club final pool play draw here, the TELUS Manitoba Junior Provincial Curling Championships. The junior men's finish up tonight. The women will finish their round robin tomorrow morning. And our feature, Thomas McGillivray needing the win for sure to stay in the playoff picture. Must win for Luke Stesky. It's a 6-2 lead for McGillivray. A couple of 3-enders. Those obviously on the scoreboard stand out as the coaches had their 5 minutes to share what they've noticed. Keys after 5, it's got to be that draw weight, Corey, and finding it when you need it most.
Yes, I think that's what we've seen is when the teams have had a chance to maybe get themselves out of some trouble with a freeze or something like that. They just can't quite seem to find that draw weight. Maybe a little hit and bounce off like we seen in that last end, and all of a sudden, boom! There's another 3 in the mix out of an end that didn't look like there was going to be that chance. Stesky didn't seem to be in too much trouble right until the very end of that end is when he really.
A couple draws that could have sealed it off. Key after 5. Brought to you by Sunrise Credit Union, building a brighter future together. As first rock comes into the 4-foot, corner guard goes up.
We may see some more rocks in play now. Shane, looks like they're playing that typical strategy. You're seeing a team down by 4, looking for rocks in play, so ignoring the stone in the house and looking for that corner guard. You'll see McGillivray probably play another one into the house, and Stesky probably go to another guard at that point. And with this new 5-rock rule that we've used the last couple of years, 4 down after 5 with 5 to play, you're definitely not out of the game by any stretch. Big ends are possible.
For sure, and it's interesting because I think what often happens too is. This one comes short, but 2 rocks come into the 4-foot, and the 2 corner guards go up, and then you already got 2 in the house if you're the team without hammers, so you can't hit yet, so you throw another guard on it, and then you almost play offense and just guard those 2 stones. You often see a lot of steals too, I think,
yes.
But then also that possibility for that big end, so it really does make that big difference.
It makes it a lot more interesting for the fans sitting at home, and it's not just that up and down the sheet, hit, and keeps the games interesting. Somebody rock a little straighter there again on a hit, and just push that rock in behind the yellow corner guard and that red one up front. So McGillivry's going to look to put another one in behind there and get some pressure early in this end.
Yeah. That's all right, though.
Up 4, do you ever, you can peel now, do you ever walk up and take out those corner guards, or you want to keep the pressure on maybe in this?
Yeah, there's definitely 2 schools of thought. One might be you peel and keep things clean, and the other school of thought could be that we've got a team that's maybe in a little bit of trouble and reeling a little bit and keep the pressure on them. We're seeing a little bit A little bit heavy.
And does slip to the back of the 4. Leaves the come around here now for
Back 4. You like my call there?
Logan Zacharias,
Right in front of the house, the back 4.
who's been filling in for Jack Stesky this week.
And that's just another thing that this team's had to battle through this week, bringing in a player that you haven't played with all year, possibly, and trying to get familiar with a different throw, a different delivery. You see that Logan Zacharias is a tuck slider, so maybe a little different release, and just another thing for these teams to figure out.
Yeah, and beyond the thrower, right? Communication and all those things that you take for granted as you come together as a team. It was a bit last minute too, with it being an illness. But he's filled in nice. But you know, even we mentioned coming off their best finish on the tour just a couple weeks ago too. That's got to be crushing a little bit for that momentum.
Yes.
Whoa! Yep! Yep! Yes! Yep! Yep! Whoa! 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 Whoa!
And I'll hit it right there on the nose.
They were looking for a little inside flop, I think, on that one, Shane. And
Yep. I'll do some obnoxious line call. Wow!
What kind of way? Back line or back 8?
It's interesting, they were trying to roll that behind the guard. That might have just built up a little bit more of a wall for Stesky to use. I think the indication they just maybe tap this back a little bit, create that wall, maybe roll the shooter behind those guards. Just a heavy draw.
Come down. Sweeper's out, and Sweeper's sweeping hard on this one. Curling early. Looks like he's by the guard.
Bump it back.
Move that into the back. Back just hanging around. Oh, just biting on the back edge there. So it's just one of those rocks that could come into play later, maybe on a jam or something like that. So it does take away that hit and roll opportunity right now. So
and good look there. Didn't quite get that roll themselves behind the guard. So gives Aaron McDonald a chance to play at it.
Close. Yep. Whoa. Yep. 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 Yes.
So you can hold this straight.
Yep. Yes. 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 Yes.
Sweepers there on and off that one, indication that it's probably pretty close to where they want it. When you hear them yelling yes, yes, no, no, that's an indication that it's pretty close.
A little bit.
Very nice to hit the 3. Aaron McDonald.
Everyone's laughing at me. Someone fixing my hair in the mirror in the window. It's chilly in here, man. For what? I like it. Spill it.
It's a nice control weight, just a bumper, but still unable to get that curl. Yeah. Roll it to the center line. Well, we do have our first final already. They shook after 5. It was a 4 to cap off a couple threes earlier in the game. Lucas Pettersson over Tanner Graham make the final 10-2. And so for Pettersson, that does move them to 3-2, and you can bet they're going to be hanging around downstairs to see the rest of these games play out. 3-2 could be a tiebreaker.
They took care of what they needed to do to give themselves a chance to be around on the weekend, and now they just got to sit and watch and hope that they can get the help from maybe some of the other teams that they need to win or lose to keep them around.
Hard roll, hard roll, hard roll.
On our sheet here, a little hit rolling to the outside. Lots of separation between the stones. I think you're going to see Stesky looking for the draw around there. Good opportunity here. Draw around those guards. Sit anywhere top 8, top 4. As long as it buries, is going to be a really nice shot here and a good chance for him to get two of those 3. Give up the last end back. Looking for the skips deuce here.
What? I started it late. I got 9-2, so maybe 9-5. Still stay here hot. Yeah.
And after McDonald picked up 3 to take a 4-1 lead over Cam Olson, they respond with a single and then a steal of 1 in the 5th. And so McDonald leads that one 4-3 as they play in end number 6. Luke Stesky with his last.
14-8.
Line's maybe a little bit straighter.
And right to the button.
But wide open, Shane.
Just get rid of it.
Thomas McGillivray taking very little time, putting the broom down and heading to the other end of the sheet. He'll be looking to just make this go away. Giving up 1 here won't be a good friend. McGillivray in control of the game right now. Giving up 1, getting the hammer back, going into the 7 would be a pretty comfortable spot for them.
Yeah.
So you're not too worried about hanging around with your shooter here?
For sure.
I think they'd always like to keep it around, but not. Priority is just make the yellow go away and don't jam it on any of your red rocks that you do have around the house.
Yes! Yes!
Well, they pick it up right out of his hand.
Hard, clean.
Thomas McGillivray don't now just clean it in.
Clean.
And just a nose.
Yeah, we'll avoid that jam at the back to sit. 1, 2, 3, and there is 1 at the bottom of our screen biting the back of the 12. It's 4 that will face Luke Stesky with his last.
I hate when I do that. Or sometimes I'll put in my back pocket and it's on like this. Yeah. Yeah. A little bit.
Luke Stesky coming out.
He's good.
Well, they picked it up
early.
Right out of his hand.
Sweepers appear to be holding it.
Yellow.
Just riding that line.
And very nice.
Nice shot.
Right to the nose for the single. To get within 3.
I got close.
It's still all hands on deck for Stesky when we come back.
Why not? Just watch. Why not? Keep scrolling, I slide. Why not?
As a broadcaster and Hall of Fame football player, I'm constantly in the lab of life. For 15 years, my friends at Not Auto Corp have been pioneers as well.
Why not?
Introducing Winnipeg Car Lab, custom car wraps, graphics, and auto services. Winnipeg, why not get in the lab?
Only made his last. Facing 4 McGillivray Stones. Stesky picks up his single. So we begin play here in 7. You're down 3 without last rock. Center guard goes up. And Brennan Kazema being asked to come around the guard with his first.
I thought you were stooping down.
We pounded.
This is like back house.
It's teal.
Well, that rock sliding, just not getting the curl out of that one, sitting on the side of the 8-foot.
Never mind.
Stesky going to look to come around that center guard, try to get one in the top 4-foot, maybe even bite the button.
And you are at that point now where you'll ignore that stone off to the side. Force play into the middle.
Sweepers working this one hard. Line's looking good. They just get it by.
Good shot.
Slides into the 8-foot. Nice, very, very nice draw. Maybe not shot,
but it's undercover.
But it's undercover. And cannot remove that top stone yet, so McGillivray looking for a freeze, maybe trying to set up some angles for something moving forward.
About the same. Here more. Back out.
Sweepers indicating that this one is to the back of the house somewhere, a little strong maybe. A little wider than we've seen that yellow rock just coming down.
Now it takes that curl and
just come around everything.
Settles out back to the 4.
You're maybe seeing it start fudging a little bit in that slide path. Sweepers were indicating that it was maybe back house, back line-ish at the hog line or a little above, and as it comes into that house you see the big curl and the rock just slows down, digs a little harder.
Yeah, something we'll certainly have to keep an eye on, maybe keep an ear on too. They've been giving lots of hog-to-hog times for us.
I don't think we touch it.
Logan Zacharias.
Got a curl. It's there for weight though. We're there for weight. Weight's like back
Trying to
4, back 8.
keep you up to date on some of these other big playoff games. After that,
Didn't curl enough there.
Jordan Johnson and Jace Freeman game. Johnson jumped out to a 5-0 lead. Freeman responded with one in the 5th. And final stone was to come for Jordan Johnson, but they've called a timeout. Freeman made a really nice double on a couple of yellow stones in the 4-foot. And he would be facing a couple. As Johnny Trinke just peeling the center guard off.
I think you're going to see this McGillivray team now, any chance they get to peel a guard and keep things clean, they'll be looking to keep things clean and just keep control of this game. 3 up, playing 7 is a pretty comfortable situation with the hammer, so they don't want to get things too junked up and too messy.
That shows the importance of that precision with those freezes and those draws, right? Had this last freeze been made and that peel's been made, you're just throwing a center guard. You're just having to throw that back up. But you left that red stone sitting shot stone, and so now you have to bring this, maybe you don't have to, but you've chosen to come in to bring this into the house. And
you see maybe just a little bit heavy again, doesn't get the curl. Gilbert looking to play a hit on that rock on the top 8. Want to be careful they don't over curl this. There is always that jam possibility at the back. Weight will play a big factor in this shot.
Are you looking to move some of those stones around the back or just peel this one off the front?
I believe the indication was they were just trying to take this one off the front.
What is he even saying? I need to sit on top. Or it's probably guard too. He's like, I'm tired of yelling normally. You're just a hair.
Stesky looking for the freeze again. Third attempt at making this freeze. If you get a good freeze in there, it'll be difficult to remove.
We just want like a mid-tight guard on the center line. Ball.
Sorry, my mistake. Looks like they're just playing the guard.
No. Okay. It's good. Do I just sit top 4? Top 8? I like that. Like half buried. I think that's perfect.
Good. I mean,
it's a hard double. Just a quarter buried.
Yeah, and he still has this.
Okay.
I like right here, because then if he even tries that, it goes in thick.
Well, it's interesting. You throw that guard up, maybe thinking, well, they'll peel it off and we'll come in with one later in the house, and they switch gears now and they're playing the come around.
A little bit later in the end, and you have hammer. And
whoa! It's coming off. It looks like.
I always think of that curling adage you hear all the time is what would your opponent want you to play?
Yes.
And I think if you're Stesky, this is the shot that you'd want McGillivray to play, although it's very nice T-line, sitting the 2, and you do have that wall back there.
So throw a little bit more.
Yeah, so there's any sort of hits, there's going to be jam opportunities, and you never know what's going to happen. That rock is sitting wide open. I think they maybe wanted to just tuck a piece behind that, but Stesky looking for the freeze, so it's definitely not looking like there's going to be a blank end this end.
It's the most rocks we've seen him play.
Yeah, exactly.
Hard. Whoa.
I think that game's over.
And it will settle down.
For a second
looks
shot.
Like second shot stone. Still that red stone.
Sorry, Luke, that's a little heavy there.
Sure. Or play like Cubs.
Or do you like same weight? Same weight?
Kind of that's sweet to help with the line, I think.
Well, after that timeout in the Freeman-Johnson game, Jordan Johnson elected to play some kind of double in the house and jammed the stone. Was one for sure a steal for Freeman. They had to measure it for a potential steal of 2. It was just the 1. And so in all that important game for first place in that pool, Johnson leads 5-2.
Yes!
In our game, we've got Aaron McDonald coming down here, trying to play a draw on the other side's looking very nice coming in here.
Wonderful draw right to the button.
Covering the pin, frozen on the side. That rock definitely isn't going anywhere anytime soon. They're going to have to do some work to get rid of that one.
Does leave a little bit of room if you do freeze one on there.
Freeze or just tap it just a hair, you could probably sit shot, and then would be very hard to remove the yellow rock. So
it's hard to say. It might be the way it's frozen on that yellow stone just to the right of it. It might bounce off to the right as we see it now. I don't know how much.
Big shot either way here to either hold your opponent to 1 or even give yourself an opportunity
with your last maybe to play a tap on it. Yeah,
exactly. It's big one. You don't want to be too heavy on this one and maybe hit and roll off or something and sit open and jiggle things around a little bit. Just freeze right in there would be a really nice shot. You've got a yellow rock up front that you could possibly run in to move some things around if you needed.
Well, he's been a bit heavy on a lot of his draws tonight. Luke Stesky, this one's out there.
This one's hanging way out there.
And again, maybe just that little bit too heavy. There's the danger, you said, if it just hangs out a little bit. Now it looks like McGillivray's sitting 3.
It appears that they are sitting 3 at the moment. And sitting 3 and throwing with a chance to maybe get another one in there, or do you throw something up front?
We just play the other turn.
I think, Shane, they probably have it either way.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I think you can get to the button at least for a second shot with both turns. So the best defense, I think, in this case is offense and just drawing right to the top of the button.
Yeah, what do they say? Sometimes it's the best guard is another rock in the house.
Yeah, that's I think that's a Russ Howardism. Yeah, best guard is second shot.
And in this case, he could be sitting 4 in there with the skip throw on his last shots, and not much room to move things around. But either way, even if it's a little bit short, it's still putting a lot of pressure on the other team right now.
Should be about like a 14-8.
Thomas McGillivray with his first. And it's hanging out there too, just taking its time. Chip and roll off. Looks like it still leaves himself sitting 1, 2, 3 at the back. Is that a usable stone? Something he can maybe come off of though?
Definitely, it's usable.
Okay, just gotta give a bit less ice then. Like last night I had ice bar right here.
It's like Stesky is looking to play that same turn that he just played. Maybe a little more comfortable. I'm not sure where to put the broom on the other side of the sheet right now. We played a lot of rocks down this side.
What's interesting too was 2 ends ago when we saw the last 3 from McGillivray was a couple heavy draws. They played a bunch on that outturn side.
Yes.
And now this time coming away, everything's been on this intern side.
It's a big shot to stay in this game right now. If he can sink one in there, he can probably hold them to a 1.
Whoa! Right here. Definitely less. Stay close.
Sweepers are indicating it's got less than the first one, so that's a sign. We're going to make sure that we get it there.
And here we go now. It's really moving on him. And they're all over the front.
That's right, Luke.
Maybe one of those been a little heavy all night and just pulled back a little bit and just caught that curl early, and that one seemed to just curl earlier than all the other rocks had in that spot.
No, you're weighted. You had good weight. It's both the Logan. If they were still sweeping it, and if it didn't like take off.
Thomas McGillivray coming down to throw his last stone.
It is a draw for 4. Maybe you could tap that yellow stone behind, but maybe not necessary.
Not necessary at this point. A 4 would be huge. The 3 that he's sitting already is huge, and a 4 would really open up a big lead after 7 ends. McGillivray's really been in control of this entire game, having Stesky in trouble. Just speaking to that momentum that we talked about earlier coming into the game, you can just see that they're comfortable with rocks in play and getting rocks in good places.
He's got 3 in a real good place right now, all around the forefoot. Sitting 3 final stone.
He can probably even use that backing. I don't think he can push anything far enough out that he can.
Oh, just got by that corner guard. Bump. And maybe bumped it a little too far. So it's still just the 3 around the button. And that'll be it.
That'll be it.
The gloves come off.
Handshakes, fist pumps.
Everything in between. Make the final 9-3. And Thomas McGillivray and his team from the Fort Garry, we know they'll be in. I believe the 3-4 page at least. For
that should guarantee them at least a
playoff spot. And for Luke Stesky, that third loss will drop them out of playoff contention. You'll have to check out curlmanitoba.org as the rest of the games come to their close to see how the rest of the playoff picture shakes up. And tomorrow morning, right here, Daryl Andrews and Barry Ray will be here with you to close out the junior women's draw. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight in Draw 5 of the TELUS Junior Men's Provincial Curling Championships.
Why not? Just watch. Why not? Keep scrolling, I slide. Why not?
As a broadcaster and Hall of Fame football player, I'm constantly in the lab of life. For 15 years, my friends at Not Auto Corp have been pioneers.
Why not? Just watch. Why not? Keep scrolling, I slide. Why not?
As a broadcaster and Hall of Fame football player, I'm constantly in the lab of life. For 15 years, my friends at Not Auto Corp have been pioneers as well.
Why not?
Introducing Winnipeg Car Lab, custom car wraps, graphics, and auto
Why
services. Winnipeg, why not get in the lab?
If you grow up in a small town in this part of the world, you basically learn how to curl real young. Kids and even adults, they didn't have a place to go because so many facilities were closed. So people started gravitating to a rink and coming out and skating, curling. It became a place to come every weekend for so many families. We would see upwards of 70 people coming and going, on a given Saturday or Sunday. I think it means a huge amount to so many people. It's an opportunity for friends, family, everybody to get together, have some fun.
At Viterra, we believe in the power of connection. Our world-leading agriculture network connects producers and consumers to supply top-quality food ingredients each and every day. Our team takes great pride in working closely with farmers to help feed the world. It's something we've been doing for over 100 years. And as an industry leader, we're dedicated to playing a critical role in meeting the needs of a growing world. Because together, we're stronger and achieve more.
Half a century and 20 stores after they opened their first store, McMunn & Yates is still in your neighborhood. Getting involved, supporting consumer and contractor alike. A community building, helping build communities. McMunn & Yates, make it better.
Eat.
Meet.
Stay.
Canad Inn's destination centers are your home for hospitality, with 10 locations in Manitoba and 1 in North Dakota, featuring the finest in accommodations, food and beverage, entertainment, banquet and conference facilities, and so much more. For the best service and best value, your only stop is Canad Inns. Call today at 1-888-33-CANAD or visit us right now at canadinns.com.
RME, proud sponsor of Curl Manitoba and the TELUS Junior Provincial Championship. With 10 locations in Manitoba, RME is your preferred Case IH equipment dealer. RME, right by you.
Asham Curling Supply.
Superior fit, comfort, and performance. Asham curling shoes are the best we've ever used.
Hi folks, I'm Arnold Asham, and our product is always satisfaction guaranteed or your money back.
Asham Curling Supplies.
That's your best delivery of the day.
And the locker room celebrations are already underway, and they're going to be all night long. Here's a team who struggled early on.
Be a player. Bet with Manitoba Sportsbook. Play Now Sports.
Why not? Just watch. Why not? Keep scrolling, I slide. Why not?
As a broadcaster and Hall of Fame football player, I'm constantly in the lab of life. For 15 years, my friends at Not Auto Corp have been pioneers as well.
Why not?
Introducing Winnipeg Car Lab, custom car wraps, graphics, and auto
Why
services. Winnipeg, why not get in the lab?
If you grow up in a small town in this part of the world, you basically learn how to curl real young. Kids and even adults, they didn't have a place to go because so many facilities were closed. So people started gravitating to our rink and coming out and skating, curling. It became a place to come every weekend for so many families. We would see upwards of 70 people